Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejas vinavaditamastu mavit vishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 16 to 20 of chapter 3. Evam pravartitam chakram,
Evam pravartitam chakram,
nanuvartayati hayah,
nanuvartayati hayah,
aghayurindriya ramah,
aghayurindriya ramah,
mogham partha sajivati,
mogham partha sajivati,
yastvat maratireva syad,
yastvat maratireva syad,
atmatriptascha manavah,
atmatriptascha manavah,
atmanyeva cha santushtah,
atmanyeva cha santushtah,
tasya karyam na vidyate,
tasya karyam na vidyate,
naiva tasya krite narthah,
naiva tasya krite narthah,
na krite neha kaschana,
na krite neha kaschana,
na chasya sarva bhuteshu,
na chasya sarva bhuteshu,
kaschidardhavyapashrayah,
kaschidardhavyapashrayah,
tasmadasaktah satatam,
tasmadasaktah satatam,
karyam karma samachara,
karyam karma samachara,
asakto hyacharan karma,
asakto hyacharan karma,
paramapnoti purushah,
paramapnoti फलमाप्नोति पूरुषः
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम्
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम्
आस्थिता जनकादयः
आस्थिता जनकादयः
लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि
लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि
सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि
सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So in the last session, we were seeing the first negative consequence of not following the yagna chakra. The yagna chakra is the cosmic wheel which has been set in motion by the Creator, and that is constantly revolving. If you notice this entire world, you observe nature, that is whether it is outside or whether it is inside you, you will find that this yagna chakra is in motion constantly. Every day the sun rises. Now you may say it's because of the earth's rotation and all that. That is okay. We are just using layman's language to explain the cycle, that's all. And then the sun sets. It is a cycle. You see, if you observe nature, birds have a cycle. Animals have a cycle. Some of the birds who fly from far away, thousands and thousands of miles to the other part of the world, now they do that meticulously, periodically. The seed, when it grows, it becomes a plant, a tree, and then again the seeds come. This is a cycle. You see, every aspect of nature is functioning in a spirit of yagna. Actually, if you see the exact yagna chakra, which he had explained in the previous two verses, you'll find that beings come from food, annam, and then food comes from rain. Rain comes from yagna. Yagna comes from karma, action. Karma comes from Brahman. Brahman comes from the imperishable. And then the imperishable comes from the all-pervading Brahman. And that is resting in yagna. And again, the yagna is done by beings. This is the cycle. Now, if you carefully think about this, every aspect of the cycle happens in a selfless way, except when it comes to a human being. See, for example, if you take the Sarvagatam Brahma, now that is a supreme reality. Does it have anything to gain? Nothing. Then you take the imperishable Brahman. From the imperishable comes the actual Brahman. Now, it is absolute selflessness. Then you take the rain, the clouds, which give rain, and then from the rain comes the food. This entire process happens selflessly. If you go and ask a flower, why are you blooming? Now, it will not be able to answer. Because its nature is to bloom, it blooms so beautifully. That is yagna. The principle of yagna is at work. No motives whatsoever. See, the highest form of yagna is to just express whatever you are without any kind of motives. No selfishness. Again, this doesn't mean you don't take. Practically, that giving and taking have to be balanced. But internally, you're 100% selfless. That is how every aspect of nature is. If the breeze is blowing, it is blowing selflessly. If the sun is shining, it is doing so in a selfless way. When the birds are chirping, no motives. Happily just chirping. Every aspect of nature functions in a selfless way. That is how it is designed. They are all performing yagna, that is acting in a selfless way with the focus on contribution, taking whatever is required. See, even for a flower to bloom, it has to take, only then it's possible. But the focus is on expressing, blooming, contributing. So every aspect of nature is functioning in a spirit of yagna. Now, when it comes to a human being, now a human being has a choice. Among all the creatures, human beings alone have been given a choice. Now, choice means what? Either you can go in this direction or that direction. Either you can do yagna or you may choose not to do yagna. Now, depending upon what you choose, you will either evolve or you will devolve. See, the beauty of this verse is that in just one line, when he says, Evam pravartitam chakram na anuvartayati ihayah, means one who does not follow the revolving wheel which has been set here. In just that one line, so many things have been implied. The entire cosmic way, functioning has been given in an indirect way. When he uses the word pravartitam, means set in motion, how the entire cosmos is functioning in the spirit of yagna. And then by using the word anuvartayati, he is implying that you as a human being, you have a choice. It is an amazing construction. The central theme is chakram. the wheel. And here he's talking of yagna chakra. But using that, how he has explained the entire functioning of the cosmos, both at the macrocosmic level and at the microcosmic level. That is amazing. And the second point is the emphasis on the choice which you have. So even if you go within you, within yourself, you'll find that all the things which are happening according to nature, they are happening in a selfless way. Your food is getting digested. There is even if you take the physical body, the circulation of blood is there. The different physiological functions. Everything is functioning so meticulously, like how externally every aspect of nature is functioning. Now, as a human being, even with respect to the physical body, you have a choice. What kind of food should I eat? Should I eat nutritious food or should I eat food which is not healthy for me? That choice you have. Now, if you take all the animals, all the creatures, they eat whatever is required for them. See, when we had this Kaya Tattva empowerment, the wisdom of the body, wherein the ancient yogic wisdom as to how to go to the intracellular level of the body and heal your own physical body, that was revealed to you. I did mention that no other creature requires this Kaya Tattva course except a human being, because every animal, every bird, every other creature is designed to eat properly, to rest properly. It follows that chakra, the wheel. If an animal, let us say, has some problem with the physical body, one of the first thing it will do is it will stop eating. It will do a little bit of fasting to heal itself. It is only a human being, even if he is having a stomach problem, some digestive issues, he will continue to eat the wrong type of food and he will say, let me take some tablets to counteract. And say all these things only a human being does. So once you put the food inside your body, thereafter the chakra starts functioning. So it is of utmost importance that you take the right type of food. When you take this example, so now you expand this example to your entire life. In life itself, the yagna chakra is functioning everywhere. And you also have a choice. So if you play your part properly, the whole cosmos, the whole universe will start working in such a way that you will benefit. See, if you eat the right type of food and then if you eat it properly, like you chew, all those Kaya Tattva principles were given, no? So if you do all that properly, now the whole yagna chakra will function and the body will start working to your benefit. Whereas if you choose to do some wrong thing, then that whole cycle gets disrupted. So even if you take your career, there is a beautiful chakra, the chakra of success, the energy flow of success. You fix a goal, you put in your hard work, you develop the right skills. You are constantly updating yourself, you're learning according to whatever the situation is. And you're also very smart, you're very focused. So like this, when you follow all these principles and you're consistent, I'm not going into the whole thing, but there is a beautiful chakra, then that will give you the results. Because that law is functioning. The yagna chakra is always in motion. But as a human being, if you don't put in proper efforts, or you don't fix a goal, or even if you fix a goal, if that goal is very impractical, or if you put in efforts but you're not consistent, in any of these steps, if you choose to go in the opposite direction, then that will disrupt the yagna chakra. And the moment the yagna chakra is disrupted, then these will be the effects, the negative effects. So now why are we studying this? By studying the negative effects, you can easily locate where you're going wrong. First, last week we saw aghayuhu. Agam, agha means a lot of things like sin, something which is bad, misdeed, misfortune, all that pain, suffering. We saw the various dimensions. Basically, negative energy. So, aghayuhu means agham ayuhu. Your entire life. Ayuhu means life. Every aspect of your life gets filled with negative energy. So by seeing the symptoms, you can immediately understand, oh, I have done something wrong. How have I disrupted this yagna chakra? If you do this simple self-analysis, you will be able to locate the source of your problem and you will be able to solve it. See, what happens is when something goes wrong, when you face an issue, the first thing you do is you will start finding out reasons, the external reasons for that mishap. You will say that person did this person did this, or I tried my best, but nature didn't support me. See, you're attributing motives to nature also. And some people say, so much I have done, but God is very cruel. They start attributing motives to God also. Have you ever seen God? Have you ever experienced God? Yet, there are people who, rightly say, God, I don't know why God is not favoring me at all. If God gets into this favoring and not favoring, then He is no longer God, no? He is being partial, no? So there is no partiality in the universe. It is this yagna chakra, an impartial chakra, which is constantly revolving. The law of cause and effect is at work. Now, if you use it to your advantage, you will benefit. If you disrupt that cycle, now the first negative effect will be aghayuhu. So, supposing you have a financial issue. I am giving a very practical example. Supposing some financial issue has cropped up in your life. Now, go back and find out. Because the aspect of wealth, Shri, as our yogis called it, is one of the key aspects in your life. Now, there are very many rules governing wealth. In the attracting abundance empowerment program, I'd given you the various principles. All those if you take them together, they form a chakra. Now, where have you gone wrong? Have you put your heart and soul into your work? Have you earned properly? Have you saved intelligently? Have you disrupted the chakra by being a spendthrift? Or have you disrupted the chakra by not putting in enough efforts? What is your bhavana? All that you need to see. See, supposing you're doing some activity. Let us say you're a teacher, you're coaching students. Suddenly, the number of students have started reducing. Immediately, you should become alert. See, some disruption has happened in the chakra, yagna chakra. And who can cause a disruption? You will say that person, this person. No, he is saying it is only you. By using the word na anuvartayati, he is smashing all the wrong concepts which we may carry, that person is responsible, nature is responsible and all that. See, even when the COVID crisis came, there was heavy lockdowns, and even during that period, there were many people who quickly assessed the situation and adapted themselves. Okay, if my regular stream of income is not there, now what can I do to earn? What else can I do? There are many people who switched over to online mode. There are many people who learnt new skills. So when will you be able to do that? When you can clearly see what has caused the disruption, or rather, how have I caused the disruption in the cycle? So have I put in my proper efforts, not merely physically, at the bhavana level also. Supposing you're doing some activity, you're not enjoying that fully. When you're doing this activity, you're thinking about something else. Oh, if I had got that, that will give me more happiness. Then to that extent, you're disrupting the yagna chakra with respect to this activity. So the results will get impaired. So you can use this beautiful principle which he is giving in this verse, the chakra, the yagna chakra, to your advantage. So if you find that financially you're facing some issue, or in your career you're facing some issue, or in your relationship you're facing some issue with respect to your spouse, see the yagna chakra which has been disturbed. Who has disturbed it? It is you only. In the Sambandha Divya Vigyan, which we just had, the empowerment course on relationships, there I had explained various principles. Even though I had explained so many principles, who is going to follow all those principles? It is you only. So the real sadhana for all of you will come only after understanding this principle of chakra. Mere understanding is not enough. The practical sadhana will come only after that. Okay, now you say, what a beautiful verse, sir, yagna chakra. All that is okay. Now, how are you going to use it in your life? This is the way. Every aspect of your life has a yagna chakra, a cycle. And when you disrupt that cycle at any point, see, I told you, this is a cycle. This is the chakra also means a circle. So you can disrupt it at any point. You start something in a proper way, and then if you're not consistent about it, there at that point you're disrupting the chakra. You start off some activity with a very good bhavana, but down the line you feel no, you lose interest, that enthusiasm, then there you are disrupting the chakra. So you will have to find out that is your homework. As a sadhak, you examine your life, the different aspects of your life. You can even take up one or two aspects where you're facing some issues. See what is the yagna chakra there and where am I disrupting it. If it's a relationship, so many principles have been given, no? In the Sambandha Divya Vignan. See where you have disrupted that chakra, that cycle. Oh, I am having over expectations from my partner, or I have not done this. I am being very sensitive and I am reacting to every small thing in a very big way. You see the way the chakra has been disrupted may be different according to each situation, according to different that particular individual. So as a sadhak, this wisdom should give you the clarity to, number one, locate the various yagna chakras which are functioning in your life, and then locating where you are disrupting it, due to which the problem comes. So he is putting it in a general way. He says aghayuhu means that sin or evil or mishap, misfortune, injury, harm, pain, all those dimensions we saw, no? Suffering, grief, distress, all those things. We can sum it up with just one word: negative energy. So that negative energy starts spreading to your whole life. So first, supposing you have a financial issue, that entire area of finance will reflect this disruption in the form of negative energy. It may be your debts, which is way beyond your control. It may be lack of money. And ultimately, when some area is disturbed in your life, that will cause mental suffering, distress. That is also agha. This is a negative cycle which gets set, which is set in motion. By whom? By you only. So, even though this verse is just looking so simple, but actually it is a very powerful verse where he is indirectly urging you to take charge of your life. You are the creator of your life. The Supreme Creator has created the yagna chakra, and you are creating your life all the time by either choosing to follow this wheel or by choosing not to follow this wheel and setting off another negative cycle, negative chakra. That is the free will which you have, the choice. So as a sadhak, from this moment onwards, stop blaming anyone or any external circumstance for your failure. If you are able to do that sincerely, you have taken the first step towards success. Why? Because you are taking the responsibility. See, who is responsible for whatever is happening in your life? If you say some other person is responsible, then you are indirectly saying that you are weak. If you say it is because of the circumstances that I am meeting some failure, then indirectly you're saying you are weak. There is no solution, because the behavior of others is not under your control. How nature will behave is not under your control. But you have a control over yourself 100%. And through that, you can indirectly influence nature. You can indirectly influence others in a positive way. Instead of investing your energy on that, you are frittering away your energies in complaining about others, complaining about circumstances. So you will have to do this introspection and practice what he is giving you to the core. So take these negative consequences in a positive sense. He is asking you to take responsibility for your life. A person who takes up the responsibility can create. He is not asking you to take the blame. See, this is not a blame game, because some people, they get very depressed with this. Oh, so then finally for everything I am only the reason, is it? Once one man was telling me, he was he had some problems with in the married life, and when he came for advice, I told him, no, you should do this. This is the reason, because you did this. He said, oh, so now I am only fully in the wrong, is it, sir? My wife is perfect, is it? I said, that is not what I'm saying. This is not to blame you. This is to say that you take responsibility of your life. So taking up responsibility is different from blaming. If you are merely sitting and blaming yourself and criticizing yourself, that will lead to depression. It will not give you any solution. See, earlier you were blaming others, now you started blaming yourself. So when you were blaming others, you were getting frustrated, you were getting angry. Now when you start blaming yourself, the same frustration or anger will turn inward. You will become very sorrowful, you will lose your confidence, you will become guilty. Both these are wrong. He is not talking about that. He is talking about taking responsibility for your life. And I told that man, see, you're asking me this question. That is because you're asking me about the answer which I gave you. No, the reason why I gave you the answer, that is because you have come to me for guidance. Supposing your wife comes to me for guidance, what will I tell her? I will tell her, you are responsible for your issues in the relationships, whatever be the relationship. And the funniest part was he felt very happy. Oh, so sir, if my wife comes, you will blame her also. I said, no, again you are mistaking. I am neither blaming you nor your wife in this. When it comes to you, you have perfect control over your life. You should have. This wisdom empowers you. That is only the sadhana, no? When it comes to your wife, she has that power. So I am only saying you should take up responsibility, not the blame. There is no question of blaming here. The law of karma is not about punishment and all that. It is not that. It is just a simple law of cause and effect. The action and the consequences of action. Action may be the thought level, bhavana level, emotion level. pranic level, physical level, speech level, whatever it is. And what are the consequences? You put your finger in the fire, it will burn. Take away the finger, it will stop burning. Sir, I am such a good person. I always pray to God every day. Sir, 3 times a day I do all my prayers. Yet, my finger is getting burnt. You may be a good person, it doesn't matter. Still you will suffer if you put your finger in the fire. This has nothing to do with whether you are good or bad. See, you need to rise above all these petty emotions and see how this yagna chakra is functioning at the cosmic level. See, if you approach this verse properly, like how we are doing now through the yogic approach, this will expand your vision. Now, the way you will start looking at this world, the way you will start looking at your life will become different. You should rise above all pettiness and see the yagna chakra at work. And now, how do I utilize this to create whatever it is that I want in my life? So, if you do all this only, you are a sadhak. Simply saying, sir, now I know yagna chakra. Have I become a sadhak, sir? No. In practice, what are you doing? If you are a true sadhak, you will use all these principles. It's not only the principle of chakra. Earlier, few other principles were given. Even if you take up 1 or 2 points from here, and if you start practicing them in your life will change for good. Who is giving that guarantee? Lord Krishna himself gives that guarantee. All the great yogis, all the masters have given that guarantee. Provided you practice it. Without practice, how is it possible? The food can be cooked and given to you, but you have to eat it, no? So, this verse can actually make you very powerful. It can help you to manifest whatever you want. It can help you to become a creator of your life. But if you approach it wrongly, you will again start using this verse to, lose your spirit. You will become more depressed. Agayuhu. Whole life is full of negative energy. What to do? You will start using this to pull your energy down. So life is meant for you to live fully, learn and keep on growing. So when you are successful, you learn something. What are the principles I followed? How I followed this yagna chakra? When there is a failure, again you learn, how have I disrupted the yagna chakra? So let me correct myself. It's a great lesson nature has taught me. See how beautiful your life will become thereafter. Because you're constantly learning. You become a nitya shishya, an eternal student of life. Every yogi is a nitya shishya. Others may call a yogi as a guru. It's a world only which says you're guru and all that. But a yogi never feels that way. Because there is only one Jagat Guru, and that is the infinite. God, and God alone is a real guru. All of us are learning constantly. So, one who does not follow the revolving wheel thus set here lives in sin, sinful, aghayuhu. So I have explained thoroughly and also given you the way by which you can use that to actually locate the source of your problems and find solutions. Then, the next negative effect, if you don't follow the yagna chakra, what will happen? So, number one is agayuhu, that is, the negative energy starts spreading. Number two, indriyaramaha. Indriyaramaha, indriyeshu aramaha, yasya saha, means one who is delighting in the senses. Senses means what? The sense organs, indriya. Indriya means sense organ. No, I am not getting into the deeper meaning of indriya. That also we'll see a little bit. Earlier in the previous chapter, I did cover that because that was directly in the context. Here, the focus is not on that. The focus is on aramaha. That is, many dimensions of aramaha we'll see. Right now, delighting in the senses. Delighting in the senses means sense enjoyments. So you have 10 indriyas. They are called the jnana indriyas and karma indriyas. Jnana indriyas are 5 in number, karma indriyas are 5 in number. Jnana indriyas means sense organs of perception. Karma indriyas means the sense organs of action. So what are the 5 sense organs of perception? The eyes, the ears, the nose, your skin, and your taste. So using these 5 organs of perception, you are functioning in the world. Similarly, the 5 organs of action, karma indriya, your hands, your feet, your mouth, the organ of evacuation, the organ of excretion, and then the organ of procreation. So these are all your karma indriyas. So your body is made up of the jnana indriyas and the karma indriyas. Now, it is very interesting. Why have they been called jnana indriyas and karma indriyas? You use these 5 organs of perception to get various inputs from the world. For example, you use your eyes to register various sights. You're taking in inputs, no? You use your ears to take inputs in the form of sound. You use your nose to take inputs in the form of smell. You use your tongue to take inputs in the form of taste. You use your skin to take inputs in the form of touch. Now, why have they called it jnana indriyas? Jnana means knowledge, right? You are getting to know the world only through these 5 indriyas. Let us say these 5 indriyas were not there. Then how will your mind get to learn anything about the world? It is only using these 5 senses that you start getting information. Supposing you say, no sir, I'm reading a book, I got all my information from a book. It is only when you read that book you can get the information, no? And reading you do with your eyes. So the mind uses these 5 organs of perception to gather a lot of information, jnana. That is why they are called jnana indriyas. See, our yogis were so brilliant. The naming also they did it perfectly. Similarly, one is inputs. Then comes the output. what are the various ways by which you can give back to the world? These are the 5 ways, using your 5 organs of action. So you start acting in the world. So that is why they are called karma indriyas, the organs of action. You may speak, you may act, you may do so many things. So, what is the purpose? When you use the organs of perception, you receive various inputs, then you process them internally, and then using the karma indriyas, you give back to the world, you act. The whole purpose of this system lies in the middle portion, that is the internal processing. It is to purify you. It is for you to grow in wisdom. It is for you to evolve spiritually. Now, instead of using it to evolve spiritually, supposing you are just stuck with the enjoyment level and you don't go beyond that level of enjoyment, then he says in the next line, he says, vain, mogham, you've lived in vain. So, the sense organs have been given to you, no doubt, for you to enjoy. But that is not the end all of it. The real purpose is not only to enjoy, but also to learn, to grow. Whereas, what he's saying is, a person who doesn't follow this wheel means a person who doesn't do sadhana. Now, he will start getting involved in the sense enjoyment, and the various sense enjoyments, and then he'll get stuck there. So, he is not against sense enjoyment. What he is against this is not growing further, becoming a slave to your senses. The word used is aramaha. Arama. Aramaha means delighting. We have translated it as delighting. That is one dimension. Then you may ask me, sir, am I now not supposed to enjoy the senses? No, it's not that. Aramaha has many dimensions. So, aramaha means delighting, pleasure, getting pleasure. That is also another meaning of aramaha. No doubt the sense enjoyments are meant to give you pleasure. But if you stop with that, then he says you are not using that system fully. You're creating limitations for yourself. See, another dimension of aramaha is garden. Aramaha means garden, where you relax. What is a garden? A garden is a place where you go sit and relax. So he is not against bhoga, that is enjoyment. He is only saying if you relax there, means if you get stuck there, if you stay put there, there is no further growth. Then you will never ever live up to the dignity and prestige of a human being. Because as a human being, you have the capacity to awaken your infinite powers and become one with that infinite supreme reality. And instead of that, if you are just getting stuck with the senses, the sense enjoyments and pleasures, similarly the action part, any part of it, if you get stuck there, Relaxing there means getting into a state of tamas. See, there are two ways of relaxing. One is sattvic relaxation, where your mind is calm, but you're progressing. The other way of relaxing is your mind is sleeping. That is tamas. There is no growth there. So here he is using the word aramaha in a negative, with a negative connotation. So here aramaha refers to a tamasic contentment. See, contentment can be sattvic or tamasic. Contentment can give you peace and also give you a lot of growth, or contentment can make you very sluggish and tamasic, lazy. Which is actually not true contentment. So that is what he is referring to as aramaha. So if you take most of the people in the world, they are just simply happy. What am I doing in my life? I'm just earning some money. I'm using it for my enjoyment. What enjoyment? It ultimately boils down to sense enjoyments. And I am just happy with that. Eat, drink, play, sleep, and then one day I'll die. What is the purpose of my life? That question itself they don't ask. This is called Charvaka philosophy. In the good old days, the person called Charvaka. Some people say Brihaspati himself gave some of these principles to counteract the real philosophy of life. But let's not get into all that origin. What is this Charvaka philosophy? Very simple. Here is life there. Live once. Just be merry. Do whatever you want. It's appealing to the mind, to the extroverted mind, to the mind which doesn't have depth. It is very interesting. There is a famous sloka, which summarizes the philosophy of Charvaka. Yavat jivet sukham jivet means as long as you live, live happily. Rinam kritva gritam pibet means take a loan and drink ghee. Take a loan and drink ghee means ghee here means it's a symbol of opulence or enjoyment, So as long as you live, just make merry. Supposing you're unable to you're not having funds, simply take a loan and enjoy. This is a very short-sighted vision. This summarizes the philosophy of materialism. Now, this is exactly opposite to the yogic philosophy, not in terms of enjoyment. See, when we say it is opposite, most people misunderstand this. They think, therefore, the yogic life we should not enjoy. No. The philosophy of Charvaka is that there is nothing beyond these enjoyments. The yogis say no. These enjoyments are a part of your life, but you should not be short-sighted. You should always think in terms of long-term happiness and long-term enjoyment also. So you enjoy now in a disciplined way. See, for example, if you are indisciplined, it will give you that temporary enjoyment, but later on it will give you a lot of problems. Whereas if you are disciplined, it will help you to enjoy the present also in a disciplined way, and you will also create a lot of positive energy when it in the long run. So who is a person who will fall for this? That is indriya aramaha. one who has a very short-sighted approach in life, towards life. So you take, whether you take finance or career or relationships or anything, see the people who are successful. Who are the people who are successful in their careers? Those are the people who were able to control their senses. They were able to say no to many present enjoyments in order to achieve their goals. That doesn't mean they never enjoyed. Enjoyment has a part, but enjoyment itself was not their life. Who are the people who became wealthy? They are the people who followed the rules properly of wealth creation, the rules of wealth creation, who were disciplined enough to save. Then they invested intelligently. They were not spendthrifts. It is only after a certain level the overflow of their wealth was enough to to take care of all their luxury. The other people may call it luxury, but for them the so-called luxury will be a small portion of their total wealth. So Charvaka philosophy is a very dangerous philosophy where your whole vision is very limited. That will get you completely bound to the sense enjoyments, and in order to get these enjoyments, you will be prepared to give up so many good things in life and you will suffer. So youngsters especially should make a note of this. Not only for youngsters, that doesn't mean, oh, now I've become an old person, sir. Now I'm an elderly person, so this is not applicable for me. It's not that way. This is a basic principle of life. At any phase you can practice this. Why I'm emphasizing a little more on youngsters is because they are entering into the main phase of life, and for them to grow, this will be extremely useful. So life is meant for you to enjoy, but if you keep enjoyment alone, that is a sense enjoyment alone as a sole goal of your life, you can never become an achiever. If you want to become an achiever, you should be able to say no to so many things. Then only you can achieve whatever goal which you have set for yourself. Whether it is a tennis player preparing for a tournament, whether it is a cricketer who is preparing for the World Cup, let's say, whatever it is. Tomorrow is the most crucial match, final of the tournament. The previous night, supposing the player goes and indulges in a party, that is called Indriya Rama. So, getting completely lost in the enjoyment and getting stuck there, not moving further, that is Indriya Rama. That is the meaning of garden, relaxing. Similarly, the first dimensions which I told you, 2 dimensions, Aramaha means delighting, getting pleasure. What it means is losing yourself in that pleasure, becoming a slave to enjoyment. Whatever yogi says, enjoy everything in life like a master, maintain mastery. Instead, if you become a slave, then all your powers will go away. So, delighting in the senses means getting into one extreme of indulging in the senses and becoming a slave. That doesn't mean now you need to withdraw completely. Then that will become self-denial. Actually, the solution is neither in indulgence nor in denial. It's in walking in the middle path, enjoying the senses but being a master of all your senses, being objective towards your own enjoyments. It's a beautiful spiritual quality which you should learn. See, as I'm telling you what it means by Indriya Ramaha, I'm also giving you the opposite of it so that you don't misunderstand. So some people in the name of spirituality, they stifle all their enjoyments. They become highly suppressed, frustrated individuals. That is also not good. So the word aramaha is so beautiful. On one hand, it means enjoyment, that is pleasure, delighting. That represents indulgence. On the other hand, it means a garden where you're relaxing, you're withdrawn. We can take it as the opposite, which is self-denial. Relaxing means getting stuck. But when you read it with the other dimension of delighting, it's where there is an active participation. Here, you're just relaxing passively, withdrawal of senses completely. Withdrawal means here self-denial. That will cause frustration. So both these are so beautifully indicated by the word aramaha. There is two extremes of indulgence and denial. So on one hand you have the Charvaka philosophy, which takes you to indulgence. Some people say, no, life is just once, so let me do whatever I want. My dear friend, life is not once. You will be born again and again and again, and you will have to face the consequences. The sooner you realize this, it is better. So on one hand, this is the Charvaka philosophy. Even today, majority of the people are following that. And then a small section of the people, and they misunderstand the wisdom of the yogis. They misunderstand the scriptures. So they say, oh, I should not enjoy the senses. They misunderstand they misunderstand indulgence as enjoyment. Therefore, they cut all their normal enjoyments in life in the name of spirituality. Then they get into self-denial and frustration. That is also dangerous because it will not help you to focus on the higher. So, as a sadhak, the application of this is not to get into the state of aramaha. Here, see, he is using the word aramaha here in negative sense. Elsewhere, he may even use it in a positive sense. So, what is that aramaha? Neither indulgence nor self-denial, but moving in the center, being a master of your enjoyments. So, how will you know this practically? Whether I am having mastery or not. So, if you move to one extreme, let us take indulgence. Some of the symptoms I'll give you. When you are indulging in the senses, what you will find is, number one, you will become depleted of your energies. You will have no energy left to pursue your goals. So you should enjoy your senses up to that level where your energies don't get depleted fully. Up to a certain level, it gives you enjoyment. After that, it starts weakening you. So you should have the capacity to stop there. If you do that, then you're a master. But if you just allow that flow further till you get completely drained out, then you become a slave to the senses. You're indulging. It may be, watching a movie. It may be eating food. Supposing your favorite dish is there, sweet is there in front of you. Your mouth is watering. Nothing wrong in enjoyment. Take that sweet, eat. Up to that point where you're enjoying it, keeps your health also intact, it's fine. But when you cross that line and, when it starts becoming dangerous for you, but you're still consuming it, you're not able to say no to it, then you're getting into indulgence. So as a sadhak, as far as indulgence is concerned, What do you need to practice? You need to practice to stop the enjoyment wherever it has to be stopped. Number one. Number two, let's take the other case, which is self-denial. What is a symptom of self-denial? Frustration. Some people, they say, I don't eat these things. I follow discipline. But they are highly frustrated. They are constantly angry with others. People are afraid to approach them. And they are constantly criticizing others. They are judgmental about others. All that shows that they have gotten into self-denial. Because when you deny yourself too much, what will happen is that energy which you create will make you judge others. So if you are saying, I am a sadhak, I am following some discipline, that discipline should make you calm. Supposing you are judging others, useless, he is not following sadhana, he is not doing. If you are constantly doing that, it means somewhere deep down you are frustrating yourself. This is a very simple symptom. One person says, I will not eat this particular food. The moment he says that, now every time he sees another person eating that food, he gets angry, which means he is frustrating himself. There is no purpose. Thereafter, it is no longer sadhana. So, you can easily find out whether you are in this extreme or that extreme. In certain areas, with respect to certain senses, you will be in indulgence. With respect to certain senses, you will be in denial. So, if you are indulging, pull yourself to the center. Say no, stop, enough. There is no end to these enjoyments. It is applicable at that level where you are losing yourself. If you are into self-denial, say, there is nothing wrong. After all, life is meant to enjoy. See, this looks like Charvaka philosophy, but it's not. That you're using that to bring your mind back to the center. This is what happened with Buddha. The first half of his life, not half, I'm talking of the sadhana time before enlightenment, he was in total indulgence. His father had built a separate palace for him with all the enjoyments, pleasures, complete indulgence. And then when he got this internal mumukshatva, he wanted to know what the purpose of life is. So he started doing sadhana. He went to various gurus and learnt something and practiced that. And at one stage, he started getting into self-denial. He did extreme practices. He denied himself of every little legitimate enjoyment which the body required. And then one day, it occurred to him that he was not in the right path. Actually, a master was teaching his student how to tie the strings in that instrument. He was saying the string should neither be tied too tight, nor should it be too loose. See, if you take a veena or any stringed instrument, it should neither be too tight, nor should it be too loose for them to get a perfect sound from that. So a master was teaching that to his disciple, and when Buddha heard that, it immediately struck him. Neither too tight nor too loose. So earlier it was a life of indulgence. He was too loose. Now he had gone to that extreme. He was too tight. So it should be in the middle. And that is why he called it the middle path. He gave the same yogic wisdom only. Whatever the wisdom is there in the Vedas, he gave it in a simplified way. There is no difference if you go to the, if you study it deeply. So Buddha didn't teach self-denial. He only said, be in the middle. And that is what all our yogis have been saying. That is what the Bhagavad Gita is saying. Arjuna wanted to run away. That is self-denial. Earlier he wanted to fight with so much of aggression and excitement. That was indulgence. Now Krishna is saying, be in the middle. So, not slipping into indriyaramaha, not going into both these extremes. So whenever you find you go into these extremes, you just pull yourself back. This is the sadhana which as a sadhak you need to do. Okay, so we will continue further in the next session. Before the nididhyasana, I will take up one question. This question is related to the empowerment course. So, Hari Om Yogishri, I have been attending your Sunday sessions for the past 3 months. I am spellbound by your depth. Very nice, sir, but it is not Yogishri's depth. It is the depth of these great masters. It is the depth of these great truths, We are only discovering that. I have also been doing my Yoga Sankirtan sadhana every day. I am experiencing a lot of positive changes. Wonderful, sir. So happy for you. So now my question is regarding the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment course, which we are going to have by the end of March. Can I attend the Yoga Sankirtan course with a financial goal? For example, my goal is to make 10 crores net profit in my business. So is basically asking, can I have this goal and attend? So this is very important, the next line. All along in my life, I have always been told that money and enjoyment are selfish, non-spiritual and should not be pursued. So kindly clarify my doubts, sir. It's a very valid question. Actually, it is so much related to whatever I just now explained. When such words come, indriyaramaha, dangerous, people have taken it as spirituality is advocating no enjoyment. They are only talking of there should be no indulgence. So this is a wrong principle which has been propagated in the name of spirituality by false gurus. They are not gurus in the real sense of the term, where they say per se money is wrong, per se enjoyment is a sin. There is nothing like that given in our scriptures. If you go and understand it properly, they are talking about the middle path. So you're saying that all along you have been told that money and enjoyment are non-spiritual. Why? Have you ever questioned those people who have told you that? Why is money non-spiritual? Why is enjoyment non-spiritual? Ask them. In our Sanatana Dharma, wealth has been worshipped as Goddess Lakshmi. So are they trying to say that Goddess Lakshmi is non-spiritual? This is a totally misplaced concept. I'm so happy that you asked this question, sir. So you should question the basics. So you've been fed with all these information, can clearly see the energy which you're having in the deeper layers of your mind, where they have put that thought in you, or I would say, why blame them? You have accepted those thoughts that money is wrong, enjoyment is wrong. So now, when you are afraid to fix such goals, what is wrong? I want my net profit in my business to be 10 crores. What is wrong with that? If you really think about it. What is non-spiritual about that? I want you to question the basics. See, if you earn it in an adharmic way, or if you use that money to cause problems to others, then we can say that is non-spiritual. But if you are putting in efforts and earning money, if you're becoming rich, and if you're using that money, part of that money for taking care of your duties, part of your money for your enjoyments. Again, I'm using the word enjoyments in a spiritual sense, You are in the middle, you are a master and you enjoy the various things. And then you're using a portion of the money for the benefit of the society. How is that not spiritual? Money, enjoyment, these have all been worshipped by our yogis. Every aspect of life can be spiritual or non-spiritual. Studying the Bhagavad Gita, is it spiritual or non-spiritual? You may say it's spiritual, but it can be non-spiritual for some people. Why? If their approach is wrong. There are many people who learn the scriptures and then they get an ego boost. I have knowledge. Ravana was a very learned man. He knew all the 4 Vedas. But that only gave him more ego. So no activity per se is spiritual or non-spiritual. Whether it's money or whether it is enjoyment. That's what we've been seeing. Indriyaramaha means completely losing oneself. So you use this empowerment course to release unnecessary guilt which you have created within yourself, sir. Because this guilt will not allow you to achieve your goals. So if you are having a goal of 10 crores, yes, keep that as your goal. But let that not be the only goal for you to attend the empowerment course. See, the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment course, which is going to happen now by the end of this month, is going to give you infinite benefits. You will be filled with that infinite energy, way beyond what you can conceive or imagine. Whatever sadhana you do for 1 year, even one session itself, you will reap those benefits. So powerful it's going to be. Meant to build so much of internal strength, give you that success in life. It's meant to uplift your consciousness up. So 10 crores what you are asking is very less compared to what that course is going to give you in a comprehensive way. So have a goal. It's very important for you to come with goal. But let those goals not be the only purpose for you to achieve that. Then once you achieve the 10 crores, you will leave the course. You will leave the Yoga Sangha. It shouldn't be like that. So fix goals in life and come, that will give you focus. But when you come and attend the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment course, attend it in a free way. I want you to receive the infinite benefits. Incidentally, whatever goals you fix, 10 crores, some person will say 100 crores, some people, all that will happen. My relationship should become better, health should become better. Yes, why not? So don't come and attend that course with this thought in mind as an end in itself. All I want is only 10 crores. Only for that I'm attending. It shouldn't be like that. Then it is no longer a spiritual exercise. You will get into Indriyarama, that is, you will become a slave to wealth. So have it as a goal, nothing wrong with that, but attend it in a free way and use the sadhana, use the empowerment course also to come out of all these unnecessary guilts. Become a free person. There is nothing right or wrong in this world. What is wrong, if at all, which our yogis have given? To cause harm to others is only wrong. If you are earning money and if you are enjoying something, what is wrong with that? When you get into indulgence, actually you will harm yourself. That is why they are saying it is wrong. You're depleting yourself of the energy. When you get into self-denial, again you will harm yourself. That is why they are saying it is wrong. So whether you're harming yourself or whether you're harming others, it is a sin spiritually. Right royally, you fix your goals, you earn money. The whole yogic way of life is to become very rich. Financially also, I'm saying. Very rich financially, relationship wise, to lead a complete life and also become rich spiritually. That is the base. So the Yoga Sankirtan Empowerment course, which is going to happen next week, is meant to give you that fullness, that richness, both spiritually and materially. So don't come only with one goal. Best is fix your goals and then keep them aside. Don't worry about that. Just attend with a free mind. What the great masters will be giving you will be much more than what you can conceive or imagine. Okay? So now we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper within myself. beyond this physical body, beyond these various emotions and thoughts, lies my real self, the infinite supreme reality. From this moment onwards, I choose to be in the middle path, to be a master of my senses, I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Wriggle your fingers, your toes, open and close your palms a few times. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. And cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, your cheeks, forehead, the top of your head, the back of your head, your neck, and slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So we had a very practical session today, wherein many tips were given to you as to how to practice these things in your life. You're also lucky. You're getting the principles, then tips how to practice. Only thing is you have to practice now. That one thing you have to do. Supposing you would tell me, sir, that also you yourself do. That is not possible. Your life is in your hands only. So, see, when you come to a master, he helps you to take responsibility about your life. If you are unwilling to take that responsibility, no master can help you. Remember this. Okay. So do your sadhana, daily sadhana. At the end of this month, we are going to have powerful yoga sankirtan empowerment. Don't skip your daily sadhana, and the daily preparatory healing is being sent to you. The moment you register, that flow will start because you're committing yourself, no? The give and take, the exchange of energy is very important there. So when you receive that special energy which is being sent, now you will start finding that your sadhana will intensify, many good things will start happening. You enjoy all that, but don't get distracted. That is not the main purpose. Come for the course in a free way. Fix goals. All your goals will definitely materialize when you receive this higher grace. Whatever blocks you have will get removed. All that is bound to happen. Okay. So I'll see you in the next session. Thank you very much. Hari Om.